have to?
I think it starts with this first 5 minutes, right? Get on the ball. You're looking at Kirk. You're looking at Tori, the two players that are in the center of the park. You want them to dictate tempo and play yourself into this game. Get the confidence within the side. And when you start to get confident, you connect a couple passes. That's when you can give your front players the ability to express themselves higher up the field. But also defensively, I think it needs to be a little bit better in transition moments, because you give the ball over extremely cheaply, it leaves yourself vulnerable going back the other way. And this Kyle Russell side, the ability to be vertical, to turn their defense into offense, was a big part of why they're 2-0 up.
No question about it. And that's why FIU probably doesn't need much in the way of halftime adjustments. They played great, particularly on those chances created in the final third. And the defense in the first third, brilliant as well. Hence 2-0. Charlotte's got 45 minutes to try and get back in this thing, or it'll be the Panthers who end the day with a bye.
We are underway, second half play, FIU and Charlotte.
Panthers will still press, and that's the other element. FIU has had a huge work rate across the board, and now a half plus. It can be challenging to maintain that level of intensity throughout, but a 2-0 lead certainly helps.
Now a little bit of a tactical change here for Charlotte, as Kolby's going to slide in right next to Kirk in the center of the park for the 49ers. So it tells you two things: that Kevin Langan wants to get control over this game. I do think if you can get one in the first 10 to 15 minutes in the second half, it's going to make things very interesting for the back end of this match. But for Kyle Russell, I do think the message here, boys, that we can get that third. It's game dusted. But also, you can't let complacency creep in.
Edgar Aguilar over on that far side, one of a few guys who remembers the 4-0 conclusion against Charlotte. Panthers never let up in that one. And that was kind of the match. It was the announcement of Russell's arrival just over the top for Dos Santos Montero. And instead of Charlotte getting going, it's more of the same from FIU.
We talk about how clever Musre is at using his body. It's a little push in the back from Pilcher, not enough to get called, but then he has the composure, the understanding of the secondary run, put it into the path of Dos Santos Montero, and he's going to want this one back. Should be hitting the target with the talent that he has, about 8 yards out. A big opportunity missed for FIU.
What a duo those two have been here in 47 minutes. A pair of brilliant balls to each other. And FIU just misses on a third. Charlotte coming the other way, and they're going to play with some great energy, no doubt about that. A side unafraid to be challenged. Right along the end line, Dominguez sends it out for a Charlotte throw. Busy weekend on campus. We'll be with you on the volleyball court tomorrow as the Panthers take on Jacksonville State. Tonight's match decided 3-1 in favor of FIU. Panthers will try and make it a sweep here at home this weekend. 2 volleyball matches and a home. The color smoke popped after the goals was properly applied twice, and now a little bit extra. And there is a lot of it. So it'll smell like an Everglades fire here for the next 10 minutes or so. Happens sometimes in South Florida. You walk out and smell smoke, but it'll be intense. Though fortunately, the wind just changed direction away from the pitch. Wrong run by Owen Travis. Goal kick. The Panther fans appreciate the effort.
Just see the passion that he defends with. Cuts down the angle, does not let Traore run around the corner. And the scream after, he's such a big part of what FIU likes to do defensively. Good 1v1 physical center back. I do think an underrated part of his game is his ability to play with the ball at his feet. Understanding the moments, bypassing the initial pressure. Big time center back Owen Travis is.
Panthers got a good look at him when he played at UAB. Knew exactly what they were getting and have really leaned on him. here in his first year as a Panther. Pretty remarkable, the similarities that these two rosters have, and what once was inconceivable, transfers in the same conference, commonplace. Charlotte has a former FAU Owl who scored against his old team, as well as a former South Carolina Gamecock, and one of those quirks of men's soccer. Charlotte and South Carolina were in the same conference along with FIU in the old CUSA. Chance from just outside, Hogan watches it go wide.
But it's probably the best passage of play that we've seen from this Charlotte side. Morales has a very good feel of what to play in between lines, and then it's Kirk. But likes to pull the strings from a deep line position for the Charlotte side, but on the end, the inability to get it on target and ask questions of Hogan.
Morales certainly one of the guys you'd want in that spot if you're rooting for Charlotte. He was kind of the hallmark of the change to begin conference play. Charlotte elevating their play against the familiar foes. Brandon Morales had goals in back-to-back when AAC play started. 2 of his 3 on the year. Dos Santos Montero trying to win the one-on-one. And FIU goes backwards to go forwards. Interesting ball from Aguilar. And the conference's leading goaltender had seen enough. You know Stritter wants those chances back. First things first, his guys have to get on the board to even begin to return this thing to level. Physical run of play. Panthers looking for the foul that they will receive. It's on Larson.
He needs to be stronger at holding the ball up, Larson. Under so much pressure, so he's the bypass. He's the opportunity, the angle to play off of and have players come underneath him. He's been pushed around a bit too easy. But you have to get credit to Aguilar and Travis, understanding as one pressures, the other one provides that coverage underneath.
Larson experiencing his first full year as a Niner. Battled injuries early last year. Came on strong down the stretch. Has been an instrumental part this year throughout for the Queen City side. Panthers went for the home run ball. And Dominguez will give him a chance for it. Dos Santos Montero out wide. Panther throwing. And the more the ball is on this end of the pitch, the better for FIU. Charlotte wanted a handball, I think, there. Either way, whistle comes, they'll get a free. Fortunately, the smoke has cleared here in Miami, so colors and air quality return to normal. It was close. It almost popped at exactly the right time. You had that Moustray-Benny exchange. But a narrow miss kept us at 2-0. Last touch by Dominguez. And the Panthers win it back again. Kyle Russell fired up after that one. You can coach till you're blue in the face, but guys have to go out there and execute work throughout the course of a game. And I think there's appreciation from the head man for exactly that. Hildebrand. Shoved down. Panthers will play through the advantage. That's a tough ball and an even better receive. Dos Santos Montero going up against Nick Scott. Oh, and what a job by Scott just to slow up play enough.
It's better defending there from Scott. He got burned by Dos Santos Montero in the second goal for FIU. But now he doesn't lunge in. He moves his feet. He stays like for like. With Benny, it's not an easy thing to do. Such a weapon that Kyle Russell has on that far side. Can skip by defenders, can produce that little bit of individual brilliance that you come to expect from number 7 in white.
The veteran leader, the homegrown product here. Started at FIU as a freshman. Was freshman of the year in a conference that neither of these two are in anymore. And has now developed into a big part of what they do and what they hope is an improvement on last year that saw them go to the Sweet 16 against Duke. Moustray surrounded by 2 green kits. That's going to be a recipe for success. Charlotte playing ahead. Morales. Good run, Nyanjo. Potentially the best build for Charlotte. What do they do with it? Nyanjo elects to cross. Once again, it was Owen Travis with the pivotal touch in the box. Threat not done yet. Heavy second touch reclaimed by the Panthers. Well done by Diego Castillo. Ian Pilcher, just barely warded off a potential hat trick.
And as FIU elects to high press, you just see if Charlotte has the ability to break that first line of pressure. There is going to be real estate to go out the other way. And for Kyle Russell, yes, you want to be high pressure, but that back line needs to stay compact with that midfield line. You don't want to get stretched apart and have about 10 to 15 yards between lines, because the Charlotte side, they have playmakers and they can hurt you.
Pilcher's a good example of it. It was his defense there, but he's got goals in back-to-back matches. The versatility of this Charlotte side, not to be underestimated. Like you say, they have a lot of guys who can score. Santos Montero a chance. Benny comes down Broadway, finds a Frifa. Oh, a miscommunication there. And that's one of those things. Him and Hildebrandt have been in and out of the lineup throughout the course of the year. They misfire.
I'll take it a step further. Santos Montero just takes a little bit too long to find a Frifa. As he takes 3 touches on the ball, closes down the window for that man to take a first touch out of his body. He gives more the ability to close down the space, and that's when you're asking for that overlapping run that just didn't come from Hildebrandt.
That's going to be a tricky ball inside the 18. Wind coming pretty good today, but no issue for that guy. Stritter is all over it. Brigham Larson will head off. Philip Yauk back in. The top goal scorer returns for Charlotte and will probably play the rest of the way here, with his side in need of 2. Nyanjo well behind it. There's again that touch of heaviness that plagued the 49ers in the first half. And a yellow card. Joao Dominguez picks it up. Kyle Russell confused as to why. Combination of saying something and moving the free kick, I guess. That's the first yellow card of the season for Joao Dominguez. So accumulation, not really a concern, but still, you don't like to see bookings. The other element, it's a free for down on the pitch. So a booking and an injury. Afrifa has been busy as of late. Real chance in this match. Now started 3 in a row. Become an instrumental part, much like his brother before him, and now on senior day. One of the Panther leaders a bit shaken up. There's a few Afrifa jerseys in the audience here, bearing the Sporting KC colors, as Simon Afrifa is all good. A little bit of a limp, but fortunately seems to be all right. Logan Frost and Natsuki Ogata will come on for Charlotte. And Fumiya Shiraishi comes in for Simon. So Charlotte turns to another big piece, the AAC Rookie of the Week in back-to-back weeks. Natsuki Ogata, 4 goals, including 2 of the 7 against Johnson and Wales. Travis hamstrung what could have been something there. Troy was getting after it. Travis got there first. So here come those 2 subs for Charlotte. Again, it's Logan Frost and Natsuki Ogata coming on. Nyanjo and Traore are the ones who are heading off. Morales setting up Moore. Daniel Moore down the wing. Good ball in, taken away. Been that a few times. Tyler Hogan right where he needs to be.
Good work on this near side here from Moore, but if you're Kevin Langen, you're going to be asking your front line, where's that near post run?
Yeah.
Everyone's just on their heels waiting for the ball to come to them. You ask any attacking coach, any attacking player, always want to crash that near post, pull out a center back if you don't get on the end of it, but if you do, it's an easy tap in, but take nothing away from how good Hogan has been for FIU.
Navigated traffic well when it's been there, though Charlotte would certainly prefer more. Niners did get that turnover.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Corey. As Moore on this near side creates that little bit of space, just no one's slashing across. Yeah. Everyone's peeling out. Everyone's making that same post run. You want to cause a little bit of chaos between the goalkeeper and that back line. Yes, it's a good save, but you want to put a little bit more pressure as you're down 2-0 here for Charlotte.
Nobody in frame besides Tyler Hogan there on that replay here on ESPN+. That does not bode well for the visiting side. Dos Santos Montero will get a well-earned rest as Paulo Alves comes in for him. Little dribbling display there by Lavenant. Hildebrand lobs it towards the 6 where an easy receive on the other end. Strider and Hogan both busy and both up to the task. Charlotte thought that went out for touch. It did not. So you get the scrum near mid. About half an hour left in this contest. FIU still holding the 2-0 lead afforded to them by Eduardo Mustre, with assists from Castillo and Dos Santos Montero. Panthers right back on it. Joao watches it go out. It's a corner kick for the Panthers. FIU's been good on these opportunities. No direct payoff yet, but they've challenged Stritter a few times. Castillo with an assist already. High lofted ball, scrum inside the 6. Bunch of bodies go down. And it culminates in a goal kick. By the by, the match of relevance for these two, keeping an eye on SMU, the final member of that top 3. They are currently scoreless in Birmingham in the 28th minute. Both teams would love a Blazer victory. And the foul sends us the other way. Panthers managed to get the comeback draw against the first place side. From 2-0 to 2-2. That run of comebacks and has powered FIU to this position. Meanwhile, that's the lone blemish for Charlotte. That one well in front of the waiting Gastaldi. Niners entered this one in as strong a form as you can be. Winners of 4 in a row. 5-1 in conference play, 9-2-1 overall. Already matching their win total from a year ago. But in the opening minutes, the Panthers threw a haymaker that the Niners still seek to recover from. Abu Fofana warming up on that far side. He'll be the next sub for Charlotte. Another strong tackle. This time it's Hildebrand. Right at the FIU logo, 2 guys go down, we play on.
Good ball.
But the follow-up too heavy for a frustrated Alves. So here's Fofana, he will come in for Nick Scott.
Substitution for Charlotte, leaving the game with 21 with Nick Scott, and entering the game with 2 to pick a card for Fofana.
This back line by Charlotte will hold. And they're probably 10 or so minutes away from forcing those guys to come way up and going all out aggressive in search of 2. But they still have time to maintain their normal shape for now. A lot of soccer still to be played in Miami. Foul here though will let FIU send this attack by the wayside. Panthers go right back to the bench. And we'll welcome Andrew Bennett into the match for the first time.
Substitution for FIU, leaving the game with 22.
Bennett's played 165 minutes total on the year, 60 of which came in that matchup in Boca. So the late season surge for the one-time goal winner and conference winner, Andrew Bennett. He had the clincher against FAU to win the regular season title.
And it seems like he's going to play underneath Mustre. And that's going to put Shiraishi on that left-hand side. So that relationship, the knockdown balls, the second actions for Andrew Bennett needs to be very good for the remainder of this game.
Bennett did have the assist up in Boca. A guy who loves to play the Owls, and that's what Kyle Russell and company were counting on. Travis is in tight with Yawk, and this time the foul's on Owen Travis. Balls to Philip Yawk will be well advised here for Charlotte. Get your leading goal scorer in premium chances.
You have to be smart about the balls that you play into him because you just see how good Owen Travis is.
Instead, it's the Panthers on the front foot. Another foul. Choppy pace continues. This time it's Anya.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Balls being pumped into the air, balls being pumped in to Yak. Owen Travis is just so physical. As a center back, he wins every 50-50 ball. An aerial presence. So the way to beat a center back like that, you draw him in, you make him move, you draw him out to places that he doesn't want to go into. The up, back, and through momentum that we've seen from Charlotte. But Owen Travis and Aguilar, Rudiger Aguilar, have been spot on in terms of their rotation and winning every single question asked of them.
Aguilar only played 28 minutes up in Boca. Kyle Russell really rotated his guys to try and come back in that one. But so far, this back line has been as consistent and as static as it gets. Those two holding serve for the entirety of play thus far, about 70 minutes in. Reminiscent of what we saw when Kyle Russell first took the helm here in Miami. It was Aguilar and David Garcia who played nearly every minute. Now you sub in Owen Travis for the professional player in Garcia as Hildebrand clears. Second it gets to the 18, it is easily claimed by Stritter. Charlotte's going to continue to rotate guys. We talked about how Kyle Russell did that in Boca looking for a comeback. Well, now Charlotte's going to do the exact same thing. They got 3 guys up at the scorer's table, including Brigham Larson, ready to return.
And the way that Kyle Russell likes to defend, it's in a 4-1 formation-wise. So you push up Castillo next to Andrew Bennett, and then you have Lebanon as that single pivot right in front of that back four. So that's where the real estate is for the Charlotte side, to play on either shoulder of Lebanon, get the ball in the half turn, and then you have the width provided by your outside backs.
So Larson